Behind Flying Eskimo. We'll just halt for a moment, Phil, and get these dibs. The PA comes in very strongly here, but if you can hear me above it, Phil, we'll go on with Brisk. It was narrowly beaten by Flying Eskimo at its last start. Flying Eskimo is not in this race. I think Brisk is certainly going to be one of the hardest to beat.
Ron, before we go into Crucidium, I will mention the tote dividend for Gubba Gold, placed third after the protest was upheld, will pay 95 cents for the third placing, 95, and the trifecta now, and this is the important area, will pay $248.75. The trifecta for the Shadow Commodore Hotels Progressive, $248.75. We move now to number 8 in the book. That's Crucidium, to be ridden by Robert Heffernan.
Most interesting runner, Crucidium, has come over from Adelaide, where it won at its last start at Morfordville, beating Shannon Bell. Now, Crucidium is closely related to Diana, who was one of the best stayers we had as a 3-year-old. I think he won 3 derbies, which was a record at the time. The horse is in form. He's won his last 2 starts. He looks well, as you can see him parade there in the mounting yard, and I think you'll find that Crucidium certainly will run a big race.
Number 9 is Reputed, D. Triandafaloo.
He's had a lot of chances, Reputed. He keeps promising that he's going to do something, but really his latest form has been disappointing. He ran only 7th in the Kyneton Cup behind I'm a Red Man, and I do think he'd have to improve considerably to get into the money here.
A bit like me, that fella. Number 10 is Nimble Man, Rodney Griffiths.
I wouldn't put your weights up, Phil. I don't think you've got much improvement. It all depends what area you're talking about. The marathon, there's a lot of improvement.
All right, let's go on to Nimble Man.
Nimble Man. Now, this is trained up here by Barry James, one of the best-known local identities in Ballarat. And it was a good run last start by Nimble Man to run 3rd in the Donald Cup. It indicated that he's getting back to some form. Now, he's at good odds, but it's possible he might sneak a place, but only just.
D. Murphy is on your selection for the race, Ron, number 11, Starlit Princess.
Yes, well, I like this mare, Philip, because she's done so well, really. She ran 2nd in the Horsham Cup 2 starts back, beaten a whisker by Flying Eskimo. Now, they ran a record in that race, and gosh, she almost got there. Then Robert Smooden, he brought her down to Flemington and put her in a mare's race. She ran 5th to Gielgud's Bell over 2,000 metres, but she drew 18, never on the track, finished 5th after coming from 13th to the 800 metres. It was a big run, and she'll run a big race with 49 kilos.
As the red, gold sash and sleeves and blue cap. Number 12, Surveillance, to be ridden by B. Werner.
Now, this is a very famous horse, well, not famous, but he's trained by Jim Kennedy, a hurdle winner at his last start, but got enough pace on the flat to be an outside show.
We look now at number 13 with Fury, S. Cherry.
Well, With Fury has been winning at Horsham and Nil, but I really don't like it here in this company.
And then we move to number 14, My Purple Rain, W. Darrington.
Well, My Purple Rain runs some nice races around the country areas, but it's been beaten at Donald, at Chuka, and Donald again, so at its last 3 starts, I'd prefer others.
And finally, as number 15, Sly Habit, J. Hunter.
Well, Sly Habit hasn't been doing very much. It was taken to Flemington last start. It ran 9th behind Globetrotter at 66-1. I don't fancy it at all.
And we have the sunshine going behind the cloud here at Ballarat, and as it cools down a fraction. There about an hour ago it was 25 degrees, which is quite warm for this area. The 2 scratchings in the Winfield Ballarat Cup. Number 3, Hunter's Ace, and number 4, Flying Eskimo, and the favourite on the tote is number 8 in the book, the 2nd place getter in the Bendigo Cup of number 7 in the book, the 2nd place getter last week in the Bendigo Cup is Brisk. But there they are, on their way to the barrier for the major event of the day, the Winfield Ballarat Cup.
Blue and white diamond armbands and cap.
The official totes now after the protest was upheld with the 4th against 3rd. So looking at the official result with the totes, number 9 Consummate was the winner from number 5 Strawberry Ranch, and replacing Isajack after the protest was number 2 Gubba Gold. So that completes the official details for race 5 on the program. We're looking forward now to a big one here at Ballarat. Some fine horses participating, and naturally the best horse will win, whether that be I'm a Red Man, Brisk, or Ron Taylor's selection in Starlit Princess. I'm just wondering, Bruce, as we look at the tote update, and I still am surprised that I'm a Red Man. Well, I'm a Red Man has now moved into favouritism. $1.85 is against Brisk's price of $1.90. What do you select in this, Bruce?
Phil, it's a very, very tough race. So I think Starlit Princess has an excellent each-way chance. I'm with Ron Taylor. I think number 11 can win from 5 keepers and 1 I'm a Red Man. I give Sly Habit a chance at big odds, and it's been well back, number 15. But as you were saying, it's a first-class field. Ballarat Cup's always an excellent race. George Hanlon going for back-to-back wins. He was with Mintmaster, of course, in '86 and has I'm a Red Man in this race. It'd be terrific to see Brent Thompson win this Cup. He's had a very good run since coming back from England. He won the Caulfield Guineas on Marwong, the Caulfield Cup with Lord Dreams. He rode a treble Caulfield Cup day and won the Wakeful Stakes with Impazira, and then of course won the Kyneton Cup with I'm a Red Man. There's Emulous in the background, Sale Cup winner in 1987 and won the Wood End Cup in '86. At Surveillance, who's won 3 out of his last 4, but 2 of them have been over the hurdles, and he probably looks a little outclassed today. He's a good solid horse, and Jim Kennedy's having a good run.
We're up, are we?
Reputed's drawn the rails. He hasn't won for 18 months. I'm a Red Man's drawn nicely in 2, My Purple Rain in 3.
There goes plenty of warning this time, mate, didn't he?
With Fury, won the Conniva Cup last start at nil. Keeper's drawn out. He's a big race winner on a number of big races. Nimble Man drawn the outside. Sly Habit 2 from the outside. Alternate 3 from the outside. And Brisk. Brisk now goes in. Keepers has been quite a remarkable horse. See a side on shot. He won the Sires in Sydney as a 2-year-old, then the Linlithgow Stakes, Waterford Crystal, Kilmore Cup, Port Adelaide Cup, Gold Nugget at Ballarat. Now Nimble Man joins them and they're set for the 1987 Ballarat Cup. Stanwell, marvellous sight at the top of the straight. Light on, ready, set. Stanwell, racing, jumped pretty well too, almost in a perfect line. I'm a Red Man bounced out near the inside with Reputed, My Purple Rain, Cressidium. Coming across Starlit Princess and Keepers, and Brisk is showing pace today. Surveillance midfield, Emulous trapped a bit deep with Fury pulling hard. Alternate back third last as they settle down with Nimble Man, and on the rail is Sly Habit. At the judge the first time, and Surveillance has taken over the lead from Brisk the inside. Keepers 2 wide. 3 wide then is Emulous with Fury very deep, and I'm a Red Man nicely placed outside Starlit Princess. Then Cressidium Reputed the rail from My Purple Rain. Second last Sly Habit around it. Nimble Man the length and a half to Alternate. No pace on it all as they leave the straight, 1500 out, and Surveillance about a half to Emulous. 1 away Keepers outside Brisk out. She's giving it the run of the race. 2 to I'm a Red Man who's settled all right. A length to Starlit Princess on the inside with Fury 3 deep, Cressidium the rail. Then Reputed on the fence, 2 lengths Nimble Man, a length and a half further back to My Purple Rain. A half length to Sly Habit and 3 to Alternate last of all. 1300 out in the cup, and Emulous has gone to the lead. By a length to Surveillance, Brisk the rail. A half to Keepers, 1 to I'm a Red Man with Thompson high in the irons. On the fence, Reputed, then with Fury, and cutting around them now, Cressidium the stayer from Adelaide. Well back in the field, My Purple Rain. Starlit Princess just in front of it from third last Sly Habit. Second last now Alternate, and Nimble Man with them in. 900 out, and Heffernan's gone to the lead now on Cressidium and leads a length and a half from Surveillance and Emulous. 2 away to Keepers on the fence. Brisk has had a beautiful run. 2 to I'm a Red Man going all right. A half Reputed, a half length Starlit Princess. Alternate from last around the outside. Then My Purple Rain a length further back. Sly Habit starting to wind up from Nimble Man and Forget with Fury. 600 out in the cup. The runs are coming. Surveillance moves up with Emulous to join Cressidium. 4 wide Alternate, almost 5 wide I'm a Red Man, but Thompson looking for a way out. Brisk has been shuffled back. He needs a split further back in the field behind them. Keepers and Starlit Princess and Sly Habit into the straight. I'm a Red Man's taken the lead from Cressidium. Brisk behind them. Alternate out wide from Starlit Princess and then Sly Habit. I'm a Red Man's kicked away at the 200. He's dashed 2 in front of Cressidium. Reputed. Brisk is running home late and Sly Habit. Thompson keeping I'm a Red Man going. Reputed's finishing hard. I'm a Red Man's a half in front. Reputed's flying. They hit it. Oh, it's nearly another dead heat this. Reputed and I'm a Red Man. Reputed all over the top of I'm a Red Man. Then Brisk and Sly Habit are behind them. Cressidium Alternate. Further back, Nimble Man, Starlit Princess, My Purple Rain, Emulous Keepers, Surveillance, and Last Home with Fury. What a finish. I'm a Red Man and Reputed. There's no betting. Brent was home and hosed on the inside. At Reputed, looks like it might have got up right on the line here. It was giving I'm a Red Man a length at the 40-metre mark. Here's I'm a Red Man dashing away. And he really looked like he was a winner. He must have led by 2.5 lengths at the 200, and he was going strongly. Reputed is in on the fence behind them. Crucidium's under pressure. Brisk, I thought, would dash up to them, but he didn't. Starlit Princess has beaten about 5 out. Sly Habit's very wide on the track. Now watch Reputed. He wants to duck in. Trianda Falou straightens him up. I'm a Red Man still 1.5 lengths in front with 60 metres to go. He's still 1 length in front. But watch Reputed with giant strides, absolutely fly, and he has got right over the top and looks like he's got up to win. It looks Reputed on the outside to beat I'm a Red Man in a thrilling finish to the Ballarat Cup. So we've had 6 races here today. And number 9 has got up. Number 9, Reputed's got up. I was going to say we've got six races here and 4 desperate finishes, but Reputed's got up. Number 9, Reputed, ridden by D. Trianda Falou, is first. Second is one I'm a Red Man beat Thompson, so it's the 2nd year in succession that I'm a Red Man's been beaten at Ballarat. He was second to Mintmaster last year, and today the top weight, he really did look home, but Reputed right over the top of them. And third, it looks like number 7, Brisk. We'll get that officially in a moment. So, Reputed, who hasn't won a race for 18 months. He won the Spring Preview as a 2-year-old at Flemington. He won a Moomba Plate as a 3-year-old down the straight 6. He was second in the Grand Prix behind Handy Proverb as a 3-year-old in Queensland. Third in the Queensland Derby. But as I say, hasn't won for 18 months, and he's won today. 9-1-7 official, 15 4th and 8 5th. Let's go down and join Ron Taylor.
We have a very emotional Reg Kent here after the finish to that exciting Ballarat Cup. Reg, congratulations. A great effort to get Reputed back.
Oh, yes, he's been a good horse, but unlucky in a lot of his races. And, you know, he's coming to hand now.
He's coming to hand now. Now, here it is. Now, you're on the fence, Reg. I'm a Red Man in the hood is just about to go to the front, and your boy, young Darren Trianda Falou, is sitting behind him on the rails. Can you pick the commentary up for me? And you see I'm a Red Man there in the hood.
I thought he was going to run second to him.
Yeah, at this stage, young Darren is trying to get Reputed up. He's working overtime on him.
Yeah, he's working hard on him, but he's got a big heart, that's all I can say.
He's coming through on the rails now. He's just found that gap. You see him right on the paint with young Darren up in the eye.
You'd say the other horse at home, wouldn't you?
Now, I'm a Red Man with Brent Thompson going for home.
Yes, and he's pulled a stick on him now, and he's responding.
Did you think he could gain ground so rapidly?
Oh, he's a pretty smart horse. Yeah, he's run 6 furlong races and everything.
But at the right on the line, I think you were a little surprised.
I was.
You were surprised. And what have you done to get him up? Reg, his form had been a little bit ordinary.
He's had bad feet.
Bad feet? Well, now we know the answer. Congratulations, Reg.
With Ron Taylor, Reg Kent after the Winfield Ballarat Cup, a most exciting race, it really was. It was a fabulous finish. And Reputed has given I'm a Red Man a big start, as you've seen on the replay a couple of times now, and has come right over the top to win. So for young Darren Trianda Falou, what a marvellous moment for him as we once again see the replay of the finish of this cup. I'm sure it'll be replayed in the next couple of weeks a number of times, especially for those people that backed I'm a Red Man, because they must have been absolutely thrilled with themselves at this stage. Thompson had ridden a brilliant race and he was away and home, but not right now, because here's Reputed coming. And as they hit the line, Reputed's got up and has just bloused I'm a Red Man with Brisk, a solid third, so he's now run second and third. There's Darren Gauci, there's the Cup, of course, the Winfield Ballarat Cup for 1987. It'll go to the connections, Mr. and Mrs. G. Polio of Reputed. Sly Habit's jockey was a good run, Sly Habit. I don't think he was suited by the lack of pace, and the 5th went to number 8, Crucidium, who also wasn't suited by the way the race was run. The time was 2:20.1. We'll take a break and come back to the presentation of the Winfield Cup after this.
Correct weight has been announced. Correct weight has been announced for the Ballarat Cup, the listed race, 9, 5 and 2. Repeating, as we look at the tote dividends, and they are now official. The winner, number 9, Reputed, from number 1, I'm a Red Man, and number 7 was third in Brisk. And what a fantastic race it was. And to talk about it, we'll take you over to Ron Taylor with the jockey of the winning horse, Reputed.
Well, here we have a very happy young 18-year-old Darren Triandafaloo. And Darren, I guess that was your biggest victory to date.
Yes, it was. It was a happy victory, and I'd say it was my biggest win of all.
Exactly, and came in unexpected circumstances, I think. Looking at the replay, Darren, we see I'm a Red Man here has just strode to the front in those big red blinkers, and you're there in on the rails behind him. What were you thinking at this stage of the race?
Well, I just got up and behind Robert Heffernan's mount, and it got a bit tight there, and I was lucky to get the run, come down maybe 100 to go. I didn't think I was going to catch him, and then when I pulled him to the outside, he just lifted himself out of the ground, and it was a really gutsy win by the horse.
You're trying to get out here. Well, actually, you've got room, plenty of room. You're right in hard on the rail.
That's right.
Coming out.
I'm just coming out now. I have to stop riding him just so I can steer him outside of I'm a Red Man's.
Was he hanging at all on you?
No, he wasn't. He's a genuine horse, and he does go straight all the time.
Now, here you were almost level, but it was a magnificent effort to get up when you looked in an impossible position.
Well, I knew the horse could get home, but I didn't think he could get home as hard and as quickly as what he did, but he did surprise me, and it was a really good win.
And you've ridden him in his recent starts. That was an improvement.
Yes, I rode him at Moe.
Well,
actually.
anyway, Darren, it's lovely to see you win, and let's hope you're going to win some bigger ones.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Darren.
Thank you.
Righto, and quite interesting there to hear from Darren Triandafaloo. Well, we thought you might be interested in having a look at a rerun of the entire race, the Ringfield Ballarat Cup. So let's take it from the start, and you'll see the changing fortunes, particularly with I'm a Red Man getting beaten in the last few moments.
Pretty well too, almost in a perfect line. I'm a Red Man bounced out near the inside with Reputed, My Purple Rain, Cressidium. Coming across Starlet Princess and Keepers, and Brisk is showing pace today. Surveillance midfield, Emulous trapped a bit deep with Fury pulling hard. Alternate back third last as they settle down with Nimble Man, and on the rail is Sly Habit. At the judge the first time, and Surveillance has taken over the lead from Brisk the inside. Keepers 2 wide. 3 wide then is Emulous with Fury very deep, and I'm a Red Man nicely placed outside Starlet Princess. Then Cressidium Reputed the rail from My Purple Rain. Second last Sly Habit around it, Nimble Man the length and a half to alternate. No pace on it all as they leave the straight, 1500 out, and Surveillance about a half to Emulous. 1 away, Keepers outside Brisk out. She's giving it the run of the race. 2 to I'm a Red Man who settled all right. A length to Starlet Princess on the inside with Fury 3 deep, Cressidium the rail. Then Reputed on the fence, 2 lengths Nimble Man, a length and a half further back to My Purple Rain. A half length to Sly Habit, and 3 to alternate last of all. 1300 out in the cup, and Emulous has gone to the lead. By a length to Surveillance, Brisk the rail. A half to Keepers, 1 to I'm a Red Man with Thompson high in the irons. On the fence, Reputed then with Fury, and cutting around them now, Cressidium the stayer from Adelaide. Well back in the field, My Purple Rain. Starlet Princess just in front of it from third last Sly Habit. Second last now Alternate, and Nimble Man with them in. 900 out, and Heffernan's gone to the lead now on Cressidium, and leads a length and a half from Surveillance and Emulous. 2 away to Keepers on the fence. Brisk has had a beautiful run. 2 to I'm a Red Man going all right. A half Reputed, a half length Starlet Princess. Alternate from last around the outside. Then My Purple Rain a length further back. Sly Habit starting to wind up from Nimble Man, and forget with Fury. 600 out in the cup. The runs are coming. Surveillance moves up with Emulous to join Cressidium. 4 wide Alternate, almost 5 wide I'm a Red Man, but Thompson looking for a way out. Brisk has been shuffled back. He needs a split further back in the field behind them. Keepers and Starlet Princess and Sly Habit into the straight. I'm a Red Man's taken the lead from Cressidium. Brisk behind them. Alternate out wide from Starlet Princess, and then Sly Habit. I'm a Red Man's kicked away at the 200. He's dashed 2 in front of Cressidium. Reputed. Brisk is running home late, and Sly Habit. Thompson keeping I'm a Red Man going. Reputed's finishing hard. I'm a Red Man's a half in front. Reputed's flying. They hit it. Oh, it's nearly another dead heat this. Reputed and I'm a Red Man. Reputed all over the top of I'm a Red Man. Then Brisk and Sly Habit are behind them. Cressidium Alternate. Further back, Nimble Man, Starlet Princess, My Purple Rain, Emulous, Keepers, Surveillance, and last home with Fury. 9.10 Reputed and 2.20 the place. 80 cents I'm a Red Man, 80 cents for Brisk. The Quinella was $26.90 and the trifecta $192.10. A magnificent race, the 1987 Ballarat Cup.
The presentation today from Dowling Forest for the Ballarat Cup. We've had some wonderful racing. Ron Taylor is here with me, and just thinking back on I'm a Red Man's run, I heard some people, you know, having a go at the jockey over the fence. I don't think there was any call for that, Ron, at all. It looked as though it was going to win it. Bruce summed it up very well, but I think the weight did tell in the finish.
I think that's the whole answer to it. I know Brent Thompson just couldn't believe that he'd been beaten. He did everything he could to get I'm a Red Man home. We saw in the replays he had the whip out, he drove it to the line, but that horse just came home all over the top of him. It was unbelievable.
And of course that horse was Reputed and well ridden by Darren.
Oh, it was, because the boy saved every inch of ground. He's a nice lad, young Darren. He's apprenticed to Jim Maloney. He's going to go a long way in the game. And I think we ought to say a word about Reg Kent. He was the clerk of the course for many years at Caulfield. Gosh, he's battled against some bad times, but he's got this horse back today, and he was very emotional after that race, I can tell you.
Well, we've been looking at a lightly dressed crowd here today at Ballarat, and I'm about to move out and join them, Ron, as you will be. As I said earlier, we trust you've enjoyed the telecast. Thank you, Ron Taylor.
I've enjoyed it.
And to our producer, Director Barry Washington, and the crew up here at Ballarat, thank you very much, and a very good afternoon to you all.
Cup in which I'm a Red Man started favourite, and the Kyneton Cup winner looked home and hosed until caught in an exciting finish to the $55,000 event.
As they straighten up, 400 metres left to go. I'm a Red Man on the outside, takes the lead from Alternator. In third place is Starlit Princess, and they're followed next by Emulous, and Sly Habit is down the outside. Coming down to the 200 metre mark, and I'm a Red Man is nicely clear. Alternator and Brisk pulled out to make a run, is finishing on pretty well. And right over on the outside is Sly Habit, but it's I'm a Red Man in front, close to home. I think he's got the Cup one. Reputed flying home. I'm a Red Man just the lead. Oh, Reputed dived. Reputed. Oh, I'm a Red Man, and Brisk has run third.
No, the 20-to-1 shot getting it just on the line. Reputed from 11-to-4 favourite I'm a Red Man, and Brisk filling the minor placing. Checking the main results today from Ballarat, the extra double for 8 and 9 returned $62.40. The daily double for a pair of nines, $93.40. The quadrilla for 9, 9, 8 and 9 returned $10,182.75. And the quad extra 9, 8, 9, 9, $10,624.80. Well, the life of a soccer goalie is not an easy one. He's under incredible pressure to guard the scoring zone as if his very life depended on it. Sometimes, however, as in any sport, things can go wrong. Take, for example, the actions of one of the goalkeepers involved in this Spanish League soccer match.
The ball comes into the danger zone, but his defensive skills are sound. Body behind the ball, he gathers it up and prepares to clear with a mighty throw. Oh, no. Now, this prompts the goalie to speak to the referee, saying, no, that doesn't count. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, boys, but it does count. The referee was no fool. The goalie was last seen closely examining his contract, along with senior club officials.
I'll tell you what, it'll be a long night for him, Gregory. That's all in sport.
They get excited, don't they?
Oh, do they? Well, got every right to be too after that.
Thanks, Andy. We've got another sultry day tomorrow. Debbie Fenn back with some good news for those that are suffering after the break.
Brent Thompson has been suspended for 2 months by stewards today after finishing second on I'm a Red Man. Thompson was riding in the Ballarat Cup and he was found guilty of not riding the horse out to the line. I'm a Red Man, who started the 11-4 favourite, looked a certain winner until the outsider Reputed flashed up to win in a photo finish. Thompson said he wouldn't appeal against the suspension.
Punters had I'm a Redman and Brisk at equal favourites, and both jockeys rode their horses perfectly. But a freak finishing burst from outsider Reputed nailed the top weight I'm a Redman on the line. Here's how Bruce McAvaney saw the Ballarat Cup.
I'm a Redman's kicked away at the 200. He's dashed 2 in front of Crucidium. Reputed. Brisk is running home late and Sly Habit. Thompson keeping I'm a Redman going. Reputed's finishing hard. I'm a Redman's a half in front. Reputed's flying. They hit it. Oh, it's nearly another dead heat this.
Reputed, a 5-year-old gelding, had not won a race since April last year, but he mixed it against the best in his 2- and 3-year-old days. But most thought he had lost all form.
I was lucky to get the run, come down maybe 100 to go. I didn't think I was going to catch him, and then when I pulled him to the outside, he just lifted himself out of the ground, and it was a really gutsy win by the horse. I knew the horse could get home, but I didn't think he could get home as hard and as quickly as what he did, but he did surprise me, and it was a really good win.
So a triumph for 18-year-old Darren Triandafalou. Reputed $9.10 and $2.20. The trifecta on the Cup, $1.92.10. It was a day for 8s and 9s. Let's look at the quadrilla. 9, 8, 9, 10,182.75. The quad extra, 9, 8, 9, 10,624.80. The daily double, you guessed it, 2 9s, 93.40. The extra double, 8 and 9, $62.40. Well, it's been a day of upsets and small waves. Surely be the soccer goal of the year. No, it's not Maradona or Platini hammering the back of the neck, but a bizarre own goal by a goalkeeper in Spain. The match was between Andorra and Sporting, and for one of the teams, this goal was a gift from heaven. We don't know the final score or the man of the match, but I can tell you now, it wasn't this fellow chasing the ball into the net. So, DJ, I don't know if they got up to win or not, but he wouldn't be very popular, would he?
That's the funniest goal I've ever seen.
Unbelievable.
Can't believe it. Sorry.
That's okay. Weather next. Julie coming up shortly, and more details.
It was the big